Hello, Aquarius. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, illustrated by Mark Evans. And for the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Angel's Answers oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Okay, we're going to do relationships first, single second, and the oracle cards come out where they need to. Okay. Okay. Not yet for the oracle, but we might do them after. We'll find out. So yours seems pretty simple so far. I'm not really looking at the cards. Just I didn't get a bunch of piles of cards at least this time, which I'm thankful for. This is seeming to keeping the situation where it is. I'm feeling like you got the Hermit here with the Five of Pentacles. When it comes to your partner, you're kind of feeling a disconnect here. And you might be auditing the relationship, reevaluating the relationship. I feel like you're reevaluating the relationship and like, are you happy with where it is? Okay, that's where we're starting. Now, with your partner, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, I'm always into auditing what's going on in my life. I mean, how else are you supposed to know if you're happy or things are going right? So that makes sense, but you're feeling a disconnect, which that's just an honest reaction. If this is hitting for you, that's just an honest reaction if that's what you're going through. On the other side, you got your partner with the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. I see that they're very comfortable and happy, and they seem to be enjoying the relationship with you. I'm noticing we're getting a pentacle theme here, and I'm wondering if that's why you're feeling a little disconnected from your partner, because maybe you're thinking, maybe it's not so much, maybe the emotional connection isn't there as just financial security in some sense. General read, so take it for what it is, but if that hits, I'm kind of getting like it's like a money thing here. Like, is it about money or is it about love? It seems to be where you're auditing it, I feel like, based on that. Like, where are we really? I don't feel like you're sharing how you're feeling, but you seem to be scrutinizing and looking at things very closely, trying to understand, like, where does your partner fit in this? I also feel like you're also being honest with yourself and trying to feel like, where do I stand? Do I love my partner or do I feel comfortable with my partner? Like, you're trying to, I feel like you're being very honest with yourself if this is hitting with you. And you're noticing as you're doing this, your partner seems very happy and secure. They think everything is fine. They're happy with the way life is. So they don't seem to be questioning anything. They seem to be going through their normal daily whatever and not really daunted. But you're kind of holding back, and maybe they're not seeing that, or they're just taking it as the normal and they're not really reacting to it. They just seem to be happy-go-lucky. It's kind of what I'm getting with the Four of Wands. It's a lot of stability, a lot of, like, usually, like, I feel like you guys are getting along. I feel like there's times with friends here, but you're included in that. You're there with that. Like, things seem to be together. Like, they're happy. I feel like they're supporting, like, not only a happy financial situation, but, like, a social situation. Like, the way things are in life, the way they have their relationship with you, they're happy all the way around with that. I still feel like you're looking to try to see how much they love, how much love is there. Now, what is going on next is the question. Because I'm seeing the Six of Wands here for you, and I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles here for them. I feel like you're telling them how you feel. But I feel like this is a conversation. I don't feel like you're leaving. I feel like there's a conversation here. you're telling them how you feel, and it's making you feel a lot better. You're just trying to say what you're seeing here. You're bringing up the conversation. You're getting the conversation going. And they're listening, but I'm not sure if they really want to hear it. Because I feel like they're listening and they're engaging in the conversation. I feel like you're feeling a lot better, and they're just kind of absorbing what you're saying to a point. To a point. I feel like it's kind of superficial, to be honest with you. They're listening, but not too... It seems like they're listening, but maybe not as intent as you think they are. Because I'm noticing it seems to be jumping to this part. I feel like they're just trying to move on from it. And I got the moon on your side, like it's kind of like everything's okay, like you voiced your opinion. But it seems like they're moving on from the whole conversation and situation. I don't feel like there's a breakup here. I don't feel that, but I feel like they're just ignoring it. Ignoring what you've said. And you're feeling like things are going to change, or like there's something going forward from that conversation. But I feel like that's a misconception, because it seems like your partner's just trying to ignore that the conversation even happened. Now, I'm getting this for like part of this end result here. Like, I feel like they're moving on from it, but they're relying on the memory or the stability of the situation, the history of the situation. That's what they're sticking to. That's what they're falling back on. They're seeing the conversation as a quick in and out situation. I don't know why that's coming through in and out, but like 8 of Wands, like it's a fast thing. It's just like a conversation that happens and then it's over. And they move on from it. I just feel like they move on from it. Like the 8 of Wands is saying it happens fast. You bring up the conversation. They see it comes out of the blue for them. But they just move on from it. They just move on from it. I'm getting this the moon with the karma card for you. I feel like you're expecting, like you're looking into this, like you're really trying to understand where they stand. You're trying to improve the relationship, so that's what you're looking for. And you're feeling like things are going to go well, like judgment in your favor. You're feeling good about it, but the moon with this is making me really think that you're not getting a result like you think you are. Like, it's not really judgment in your favor. It's just it feels like it because you got it off your chest, but I feel like your partner's just kind of ignoring it and moving on. You'll have to see how it goes forward if this is what happens, but now let's see. That's it. So, I got the 6 of Swords with the Wait card. I feel like they're just waiting it out. They're just thinking it's going to pass, like it's just a moment. And I'm getting the 6 of Cups with the not the right time for them. Like they don't want to get into this. They're just trying to wait it out. They're just trying to wait out whatever you've said. They're just trying to wait it out, and they don't want to really. They're just trying to step away from it. Due to the history of it, they're just thinking this will just pass, and they're just kind of moving on. The whole reason that you're looking at this, you are feeling a little disconnected from your partner. The opportunity here is you want to be more connected with them, and that's why you're doing this. That's why you're saying these things. That's why you're trying to get this going forward. That's why you're looking at this, because you're feeling disconnected and you don't want to. So that's why this whole conversation even happens. That's why you feel better after you say what you need to say. I don't think they're seeing it that way though, and they're just trying to ignore it and move on from it. I feel like they got something else out of the conversation. So, I feel like you're making efforts here. You might have to readjust your approach. I'm guessing. I want to find like a positive angle for you, because I feel like you're out there. You're saying what you want to say, but I don't feel like it's coming across in a way that's constructive for your partner. So your partner just seems to be shutting down and waiting it out and walking away from the conversation altogether. Because I don't feel like they're understanding what you really mean. I feel like there's a misconnect. What you're saying as opposed to how they're feeling about what you're saying is different. So I feel like the way this is originally coming through is one conversation, but it may behoove you to cut it up like 3 or 4 conversations, small conversations, and pay very close attention to how your partner's reacting and try to see if you get feedback about what they're thinking you're saying as opposed to what you're actually saying. I'm getting the emotion about how they're receiving it is different than what you're trying to say. It's not matching, and for that reason, that's why they're moving on, because they're not liking what they're hearing. They don't want to deal with it, so they're moving on because they're feeling some negativity here. I feel like they're feeling a little criticized or something is negative on their side. They're trying to get away from it. That's not what you're going for. So that's why I'm thinking instead of one conversation, you might want to cut it up to like 3 or 4 and be very detailed and try to make sure you understand how they're receiving what you're saying. I think that's the big part here. Okay. Are we good? Okay. I didn't want to leave that just like doom and gloom because it just felt like that wasn't fun. But at least there's an opportunity for you to make this more of what you want because you're trying to connect with them. You have good reasons for why. It's not like you're just trying to be mean. You're trying to talk about stuff, but I don't feel like they're catching it. I just don't. And if you cut it up to smaller conversations, because I feel like it's important, and that's why it's got to be done that way. And if it's just pushed through in one conversation, I just don't feel like you're going to get what you need. All right, now let's do Aquarius single. Single Aquarians. Single Aquarians. Stop. Definitely, this is I always have to go through the cards and wait till they tell me what they want to tell me because they do reveal what their actual message is when I pick them up and we get to the point that they're ready to say. I get that. Sometimes cards come together and I'm just like, how does that work? I'm tempted to show you the last cards here because they're contradictory in my opinion. But I'm going to pop out a card for that. I feel like that's based on perception. We'll get to them at the end here, but those 2 cards together, I'm just like, that seems very contradictory. Now, you're single Aquarian, but you're doing well. 9 of Pentacles makes me feel like you're happy. You would like somebody in your life, but I don't feel like you're desperate for it, which is good. And I'm saying that like you're very comfortable and you're looking to add somebody in that would fit. Now, as an Aquarian, I'm not an Aquarian, but as you being an Aquarian, I'm assuming, other people than Aquarians watch, I know that. The person coming towards you is the Queen of Swords. This is a great communicator, which is usually a good match for an Aquarian. Good communicator, smart communicator, definitely somebody who has control about what they say, how they say, when they say it, blah, blah, blah. But Aquarians usually can pull out information when they want to. Even though this person's a skilled communicator and probably will not say something they don't want to say before they want to say it, you probably can get in there and wiggle out some hints if you're looking to find out where they stand on something. Your thoughts, this person, 2 of Cups. You like them. You like how they talk. You like how it works. You're thinking this is a great idea. This is a great match. You're all about it. All about it. It's great. One of the reasons you're feeling the 9 of Pentacles is because you got that 2 of Cups in mind for the Queen of Swords. Everything's conducive. I don't know if that made sense now that I say that out loud. You're feeling very content and happy because you got love on the mind, and you're feeling the person you have the love for is a perfect match because they're an air sign. Well, I don't know if they're an air sign. They could be an air sign, but they're very conducive with your energy is what I'm getting. Okay. Now, overall energy. Page of Pentacles. Which it feels like the atmosphere is trying to go slow. Although the base of the situation, things seem to be going fast. Queen of Wands, that's a faster moving energy usually. So when you got the 2 of these working, like this is where it's rooted in. Like things just seem to be going fast, but trying to take it slow. Like you have the attitude like it's going at a nice, normal, slow pace, but it seems to be going faster than like it is being acknowledged, if that makes sense. I feel like you're coming off like you'd like to go slow, and they might be even conducive to that. Like the conversations are like, we should take this slow. Yes, we should. That sounds great. Meanwhile, things are going very fast in reality. That's kind of what I'm getting at. You might be acting like, yeah, we want to go slow. Yeah, let's go slow. Okay, we'll go slow. And then meanwhile, things are taking off and going fast. I feel like it's a funny energy. The fact of like the way it's handled, the way it's actually going, like it's working out, but I just feel like it's a little bit contradictory, only in the sense of like, we should go slow. I agree, let's go slow. And then it just keeps going fast. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting here in the beginning, though, it was like, really? Love at first sight. They're telling me love at first sight. First time you laid eyes on this person, you knew what you felt about him. Even before you started talking to him, you knew how you felt. That's what I'm getting for this card. So I'm going to spit it out. Now this is interesting. Ten of Cups with the Hermit. I feel like this is really, you're really enjoying this time with this person. Really are. And you are soul searching at the same time. I feel like you're kind of like, is this too good to be true? Can it really be this good of a match? I'm getting like, especially if this hit for you, like love at first sight, because you seem to be questioning, like, is that really possible? Like, it just, am I just doughy-eyed, or is this really as good as I think it is? Like, I am really feeling it for this person. The Hermit here next to the Ten of Cups, you are enjoying this time, but you're very, like, you're trying to be rational about it. Did my camera just fuzz out? I think my camera just went fuzzy. I don't know why. Maybe it's something I did. Okay. That threw me off. Alright, so you're looking at this. You're very happy, but you're also like, is this reality? Am I seeing what I want to see, or is this true? So you're trying to, you're like, you're gaining proof, you're gaining something substantial here to show yourself that this really is, this is happening, and this is a really good match. Like you're proving, I feel like the Hermit here makes me feel like you're proving it to yourself. Like it's not about a conversation with the other person, but you're auditing it yourself internally, and you're reinforcing how you really feel, and like this is actually happening. Now, I feel like this, we're really starting to talk about this energy now. The Page of Pentacles, as opposed to the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, I swear, it seems like it's just on its own, naturally it's going fast. The Page of Pentacles, like I feel like there's conversation saying, we need to go slow. Yes, let's go slow. I agree, let's go slow. The High Priest here, especially the way he's poised, I feel like he's like, wait a minute. You know, almost like a ref, like flag on the play, like we're going, this is not slow. Listen, this is not slow. We agreed slow. This is not slow. Like there's a flag on the play. I feel like that's what's going on here. And it's like reconforming to the tradition, like going slower, taking it a little slower. Like you said you were going to do it a certain way, like reconforming to that. But listen to your intuition here is saying, realize this is not a bad thing, because I feel like it's the other person and they're slowing it down. I feel like they're actually slowing it down. But I'm kind of getting kind of like when a conveyor belt hits a bump and it looks like it's stopped for a second and then jumps forward. I feel like that's what's about to happen here, because it seems like it slows down to the point where it feels like it was really like instead of feeling like it slowed down, it feels like it stopped. Now listen to your intuition here. Just like realize this isn't over. It's just, I feel like the other person is like, wait a minute, whoa. We said we were gonna go slow. This isn't slow. And I feel like flag on the play. Like no penalty, no. I almost feel like there might be a little freak out moment, a smidget of a freak out moment. Like things are going fast. As you go forward, and these are the two cards. Like I realize this is perception now, but these are the two cards I was talking about. Ten of Swords with the Ace of Cups. I'm just like, how do those two go together? But you also have look for a sign right above it. You're going to end up with Ace of Cups. First, it's like, I feel like this slowing down, it's like that conveyor belt getting stuck and it just doesn't seem like it's moving, and it jumps way forward because it like lets loose. I feel like this is what's happening. Like you just got to pay attention to the signs, what's going on. Like the communication is still there. I just feel like it's slowed down, but the other person really doesn't want it to slow down that much either. So at first you feel like it's the Ten of Swords, like everything that looked like it was going great like fell apart, and you're feeling devastated, literally devastated is what I'm getting. But you jump right into the Ace of Cups because the other person's like, I don't know why we did this. We can just keep going. Like, who cares? If it's fast, then it's fast. And then it just goes right back into its normal. I'm bumping the chair. It goes right back into what it was. They're just saying, pay attention to what's going on around you, because if the communication is still there, the emotions are still there. It's just I feel like the other person kind of freaked out. Somebody freaked out. Something happened, and things slowed down, but it feels short-lived. Maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks tops. I don't think it's going to really go that long, but week and a half, 2 weeks tops, and then things kick back into the Ace of Cups. So it does end up very well. I feel like you need to be aware of that moment, that bump, because I feel like that could be a little bit upsetting for obvious reasons. Because I feel like you're thinking you just lost everything, and that's not true. But it's because of that conveyor belt type analogy I gave you. Alright, anything else? Alright, I feel like that's good. I'll wrap this up here. Of course, if you'd like reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.